This full botanical composition was made in Procreate out of one single petal, painted with brush markers. I'm going to show you how I built the whole thing in Procreate without using any painting tools, just transform and adjustment tools in about less than an hour. Okay, I did use painting tools, but traditional ones. So painted my petal traditionally, and I'm going to design the whole composition in Procreate. Hi there, if we haven't met, I'm Silvia Ospina, I live in Barcelona, Spain, and I'm a full-time artist and designer. I'm a big fan of painting with analog techniques, digitizing my artworks, and using programs like Procreate or Photoshop to design with my hand-painted illustrations. The challenge for this tutorial is to turn one petal into a whole botanical composition using Procreate's adjustment and transforming tools. If you have any tools at home, it can be watercolor, brush markers, pencils, gouache, whatever. I'm going to be using brush markers to paint my petal, but if you have a minute and you want to follow along, go around your house and see what you can find. Let's use all of the canvas space to paint a large petal. If I was painting something super small, I have a higher chance of that getting blurry or losing its resolution once I digitize it and I start deforming it. So I'm starting with a light color. This is a very light pink. And I'm going to start painting some vertical lines. By painting my strokes vertically and leaving some white areas in between, I'm instantly creating volume. The more defined the border is, the easier it will be to isolate this petal later in Procreate. Now, I don't mind testing my colors in here, actually. I'm basically searching for a darker tone to give a bit of shadows to this petal and achieve more volume. So I start by applying very little pressure and then I apply more pressure as I go down on the petal, but once more, feel free to develop this petal your way. By darkening the bottom and the top of the oval, then you can create quite a lot of volume, not just on the horizontal side, but towards the sides. So in this case, we have three tones, the white, the medium tone, and these dark areas that I'm giving. If you're enjoying this tutorial, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel because you will motivate me to keep creating content like this. Now I'm going to digitize my petal using a scanner that I have at home. I do need to get something a little bit smaller, but this is what I've got for now and it works well. I could also take a photo of this illustration, but to be honest, it's always better to scan it. Photographs are fine if you have a great phone, but it's not the same. So I'm going to scan this at, I think 300 would be fine because of the size of this petal. If I wanted to design, for example, a massive print for a wallpaper or duvet cover, maybe I would scan this in a higher resolution, but 300 is fine. I'm going to choose colors, billions, select the part that I want to scan, and I'm going to scan it on TIFF format, which is a lossless format. JPEG is a loosey format, which means that every time that you open the image and it closes, it will compress. But TIFF, PNG, and PDF are lossless formats, which means that they will maintain the quality of your images over time. Okay, I have my image now scanned onto my computer. If you don't have a scanner and want to follow along, just grab your phone and take a photograph of your petal. If you do it by a window, then that will be better because you will avoid weird shadows. You can learn the techniques and later on learn to digitize your assets properly. Once you take a photo, send it to your iPad and let's keep on with the rest of the tutorial. Okay, I'm going to transfer my petal onto my iPad using AirDrop, but you can also use your email, Dropbox, or something like that. Okay, now I'm going to start having fun and turn this petal into a full botanical composition. I'm not going to be explaining the steps I take in depth, but rather do a demonstration on how I use transforming and adjustment tools creatively to turn one petal into a full botanical composition. I started by creating an A3 document, which is a pretty good size, and now I'm going to enhance the look of my petal, increasing the saturation and contrast using adjustment tools. Okay, so I'm aware that I'm not explaining all the tools in depth because I have a tutorial where I teach exactly how to digitize and clean your assets in Procreate. I'm basically using a mask here to isolate my petal. Then I am polishing my mask using a brush. And once I'm happy with it, I will merge my mask layer with the other layer to apply the mask. The point is to erase the background of the petal so that we can use it individually. If you're following along at home, make sure you erase all those pixels that might be lying around your petal. Okay, now I have erased the background of my petal and I'm going to start demonstrating the steps I take to turn it into a flower. We're going to basically start duplicating our petal and moving it around our canvas until we create the whole flower. So I'm going to make it smaller, place it up here, swipe 3 fingers down, tap on duplicate. I'm going to flip it vertically and I'm going to tap on the snapping icon and activate the magnetics and snapping tools. This will help me place my top petal exactly below the top one. I'm going to leave it there, open the layer panel and merge these 2 petals. Now I'm going to repeat a similar process. Swipe 3 fingers down, tap on duplicate, and I'm going to rotate these petals 45 degrees. Merge my layers, duplicate this layer, and rotate it 45 degrees once more, and voila, we have a beautiful flower. See, this is already becoming something. This is what I love about Procreate. You don't need to master painting to start creating beautiful things. You can start by learning the design side, transform, and adjustment tools. Then, when you're ready, you learn how to paint your own elements. Here's why I think this matters. When I first got Procreate, I was so excited, and then I felt immediately overwhelmed. So many brushes, so many layers, and painting on glass felt so weird. So even if I was determined to learn Procreate, I would get super frustrated, left my iPad aside for a few months, and then forget about the whole thing. But then I realized I don't have to start with painting, I can start with designing, which I know how to do pretty well. After years of working in the surface pattern design, I became an expert on using Photoshop to design with my digitized artwork, and so I started doing the same with Procreate. I recycled a lot of my assets to use across patterns and designs. I could take one painted element, even something I painted traditionally, and use Photoshop tools to turn it into something complex and beautiful. And so I thought that I could do something like that, but in Procreate, and it was such a relief. Not only I wanted to be on my iPad all the time, I got pretty addicted to it, but by getting excited first and being able to design things that I was proud of, I started learning the tools and getting much more comfortable using Procreate until I was able to almost mimic my painting tools and processes. So in the end, it all clicked and I fell in love with the app. So it is better to start with a small project, something fun and beautiful, creating something that you can almost use straight away to decorate designs. And then with a bit more of time after loving the app, you can tackle more complex subjects. Check out this beautiful flower that I have created with only transform and adjustment tools. I haven't touched the brush or the eraser, which is just amazing. Now, obviously, it's really cool when you start getting used to using the painting tools in Procreate, which, by the way, are just amazing. There is a fun fact, and is that I won my iPad with a teaching challenge. So my journey with Procreate and my journey with online teaching started exactly at the same time. Once I finally felt comfortable and addicted to Procreate, I decided to start teaching it. And after 5 years of recording online classes, I have something amazing that I want to share with you. After years of teaching and helping students learn Procreate in different ways, I realized that there was something missing, a clear creative path that can take you from exploring the app and feeling uncomfortable to learning all the tools and designing illustrations, prints, and patterns that you're proud of, look professional, and could even help you to develop your career. I decided to put everything in one place, and it's called the Procreate Creative System. This is a complete learning path that contains my 3 best signature courses and a lot of bonuses. So whether you're opening Procreate for the first time or you're ready to start turning your illustrations into real design projects, this new program I've been working on gives you everything you need to create work that you're proud of. You will learn step by step, so Procreate feels simple and intuitive, and you actually start feeling confident using it. You will discover creative workflows that save time and make the process so much smoother. And most importantly, you will learn how to grow your skills and find your own artistic style along the way. Inside, you will find over 7 hours of guided lessons, exclusive downloads like brushes, textures, and color palettes, and you will get lifetime access so that you can learn at your own pace. I'm proud to say that I've helped a lot of students which have reviewed my classes and have given me a lot of love back. And if you do decide to enroll in the Procreate creative system, I would love to hear from you. You can either send me an email or leave a comment below this YouTube video. Check how, by modifying the colors of the petal, elongating it, and using transforming tools, I am creating 3 stems out of it. It's just incredible the things that you can do when you use these tools creatively. Now that I have leaves, flowers, and stems, I'm going to start composing full plants out of them and slowly building my botanical composition. From this composition, I could create wall art, greeting cards, t-shirts, repeating patterns, stickers, and so many other things. And that is the journey I will take you through with my 3 classes. So, time for the reveal. This is my final composition, and it is actually really crazy to think that all of that was made with this initial single petal. It's pretty amazing what you can create in Procreate, and this time I didn't even use its painting tools, which is pretty amazing. All of these flowers are full of texture, and I can even test my composition over different colored backgrounds. It's gonna be pretty difficult to select which one to keep. I quite like this one. And I might end up using these same botanical assets to create patterns, to create greeting cards, to create wall arts, maybe a few Christmas gifts and stuff like that, and maybe even a printable calendar. So I hope that you liked this tutorial or demonstration. If you want me to turn it into a tutorial, you can leave me a comment below. And if I can see that there's enough people wanting me to turn this into a tutorial, I will take my time to edit it because it's gonna take a while. But for now, that's it. I hope that you feel inspired after watching this video. Remember that if you want to learn Procreate in depth, I have an amazing 3-course bundle called the Procreate Creative System. I'm going to leave a link below for if you want to check it out. Have a great day wherever you are. Stay creative and hope to see you in my next video. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Ciao!